Joining us now, somebody that thinks that's insane, a very bad idea, Senator Tommy Tuberville of the great state of Alabama. Senator Tuberville, welcome back, sir. So you're all over this. Let me get this right. $600 or more, you have to report your outflows and your inflows. So not only what you're going to use for your money, I guess checks and credit cards, but also where the money's coming from. Is that right?
Yeah, Larry, but it sounds like after your interview with Brian there, we might not need this bill because we're not going to have any banks.
Well, I'm going to
with this new comptroller.
I'm going to get to that in a moment.
But y'all, you're right. Protecting the Financial Privacy Act, we put the bill out, and we're just trying to keep the Gestapo agency of the IRS. I've never seen anything like this. They want everything with oversight with the American people. They want to know how much money you got in the bank, how much you're spending. If you bought a wedding dress or a gun, they're going to have a list a mile long on you. But we've got that changed a little bit. We put so much pressure on them, Larry. They've gone from 600 now back to 10,000. But still, the 10,000 normally goes to the Treasury. Now it's going to go to the IRS. They want to hire hundreds of thousands of new IRS agents because they're not going to have enough money to pay for any of this stuff that they're getting ready to do. So they're going to have to squeeze small businesses, private citizens, everybody. They're going to have to squeeze every dime out of the American taxpayer, along with the new 20 or 30 taxes that they're going to put on top of this reconciliation.
Senator, one of the things I never understood about this $600 snooping, what exactly do they think they're going to find? In other words, I didn't understand the IRS part. I mean, bank accounts don't really tell you much, if anything, about taxes, including, if you're trying to hide taxes. I wouldn't look in a bank account. There's a lot of places I would look. I might look at an offshore banking account, but I just, I wouldn't look at your, they could look at my bank. I'm not going to name it, and we use one in Connecticut, one in New York. That doesn't mean anything in tax terms. That's the part I didn't get. So it's like just straight Big Brother snooping.
Yeah, they want to know what you're doing. And if, you remember Lois Lerner, Larry, they put her on top of Republicans, about 5 or 6 years ago, and she was releasing private emails, messages to people so they could be basically looked upon in the wrong way, and they're all Republicans. And, they just kept a Texas charity, religious charity, from getting tax-exempt status because they were too close to the Republican Party. It is absolutely control city USA. The Biden administration, it's all about socialism, that. And it's sad we're getting to this point. But hopefully we can slow some of this down, and this is just another nail in the coffin of capitalism. If we don't do it, socialism is going to be right around the corner.
Well, speaking of regulating the banks, I will come back to this unbelievable story. Her probably name is Sally Omarova, controller of the currency, who was a graduate of Moscow State University and was a winner of the Lenin Personal Academic Scholarship, who hates the banking system. That's the thing, Senator. She hates the banking system. She wants the federal... Look, Soviet-style regulation is what she wants. She wants the Federal Reserve to take over the entire banking system, including all the credit functions and all the depository functions. Now, that is socialism or communism. How the heck can that go through?
Well, if you look at all the nominations that Joe Biden's put through, he probably doesn't know many of them, probably hadn't talked to a lot of them, but some of them are just awful. They just totally don't believe in capitalism, and we fought them right and left, and of course we don't have enough votes in a lot of areas to block any. We blocked a few, but this is just another one of a long line of people in the financial section. So Janet Yellen, he told President Biden, please, we don't need her. This is Janet Yellen, but supposedly he's going to reconfirm Jerome Powell. The leftists, the progressive, the socialists don't like Jerome Powell. So this is going to be kind of a situation where they're going to give them one, and they're going to keep Jerome Powell. So maybe they can keep everybody from getting upset.
I'm going to predict she's not going to get through. You just don't want a former Soviet college graduate. You okay with Jay Powell getting reappointed? Thought I'd ask you that. What do you think?
Yeah, I think he's fine. I mean, he hadn't done a whole lot. I think that, we're in a situation right now where he's going to dig himself a hole. You can't go any farther down than what we've done in interest rates, but he's been pretty straightforward. But he's going to have a tough time coming up because inflation is stepping up more and more each month, and they're going to spend some of this reconciliation money. Joe Manchin's going, and I told you a month ago that he's going to sign up for 1.5 and cinema, maybe a little bit less, but he might go a little bit higher, but that's still too much. But Jerome Powell is going to have his hands full once inflation continues to rise.
Well, that's the thing, Senator. Just last thought. The Fed has been financing a lot of this spending. And so they create new money to do this financing, and that just triggers more inflation. That underwrites the inflation. I mean, the banking system has more money than knows what to do with. And the Fed needs to stop that. But on the other hand, I guess you would say, and others, whoever would replace Jay Powell will be worse, even more dovish, if such a thing is possible.
Well, we know what we're dealing with, Larry, and Jerome Powell. We know what we're dealing with. He understands, hopefully, the situation. Sooner or later, they're going to have to quit buying those Treasury bonds. They do that. When that happens, you know what's getting ready to happen. It's really going to get tough. They think they're going to flood the country with all this money, this 3.5 or to 5 trillion, but hopefully we can cut back on that a little bit, and we get people back to work and get back to school and get small businesses going again. We're still hurting in Alabama, and we're hurting all over the South and all over the country. These blue state mayors and governors have almost put us all under, but I think we got a chance, but we got to do it the American way. They're trying to make two Americas, and we can't survive two Americas. There only can be one.
I love that. One of them's not Moscow State University. Senator Tuberville, as always, sir, thank you for your time. Hope to see you soon.